Hey y'all, I'm Becky and I love sharing simple vegan comfort food recipes. Today, let's talk about chocolate. I'm sharing a few of my favorite vegan chocolate recipes just in time for Valentine's Day. I've got a chocolate bark and chocolate chip cookies and chocolate peanut butter cupcakes for you today. They're all so decadently delicious, no one's gonna guess that they're vegan. Truly, all that you need to make this is vegan chocolate chips, pretzels, and peanut butter. Just make sure that the peanut butter you're using isn't natural peanut butter. We want the kind that's like super smooth and creamy because that's the one that's gonna melt and pour and cool the best. This is super fun and easy to make for like a holiday party. It's really gonna wow your guests and they never have to know how easy it was. It's also really fun to make with kids. Kids love working with melted chocolate, and since you're doing this all on a parchment paper, it's not even that messy. So the first thing you need to do is melt your chocolate chips. I am not mixing coconut oil into my chocolate chips when I melt them, but you can do that if you prefer that texture. You can use a double boiler to melt your chocolate chips, but I am using the microwave. Please don't yell at me about my microwave. I'm going to keep using the microwave, and if you don't like microwaves, use a double boiler to melt your chocolate. No big deal. We're still friends. You want to microwave your chocolate in 30-second to 1-minute bursts and then stir in between. The chocolate is going to be melted before it looks melted, so it's important that you stir because what looks like whole chocolate chips might be actually melted ones that just need to be stirred into the rest of the mixture. Same thing with the peanut butter. Do this in 30-second bursts, stirring in between, because it's going to look more solid than it actually is. I'm also doing this in the microwave, and you can do this in a double boiler if you prefer. You can use plain melted peanut butter, but if you want it to be a little bit firmer when it cools, you can also mix a teaspoon or two of powdered sugar into it after it melts. Okay, let's assemble this chocolate bark. So grab a parchment-lined baking sheet and pour on the chocolate. Then use a rubber spatula or a fork or a spoon to spread it out into a pretty even layer. Next, drizzle on that peanut butter. You don't have to be super scientific about this, just do like some lines in one direction and some lines in the other direction and have fun with it. Then grab yourself a toothpick or a butter knife and just gently drag it through the chocolate and peanut butter to make pretty swirls. Once that's done, grab your pretzels. You can use whole pretzels, but I find it's easier to break up the bark if you break the pretzels into halves or thirds. Just scatter those pretzels all over your chocolate mixture and then gently pat them in because that's gonna help them stick. You don't want them just sitting right on top because then your pretzels are gonna be falling off all over the place. Now stick the tray into the freezer for at least half an hour and that's gonna allow the chocolate to totally firm up. When your chilling time is done, pull it out and break your chocolate bark into whatever size pieces you want. Then you're ready to serve or store. For some reason, melting the chocolate and then cooling it again makes it a little bit meltier, so you do want to store your chocolate peanut butter pretzel bark in the fridge. My kid is obsessed with this chocolate peanut butter pretzel bark, so I haven't gotten to give any away yet, but I think it would be such a fun hostess gift wrapped up in a pretty box, you know? Whether you eat it yourself or give it away, this chocolate peanut butter pretzel bark is just so fabulously delicious. I cannot wait for you to try it. And of course, you need to taste a piece for quality control. Let's make the best, most chocolatey vegan chocolate chip cookies ever. These vegan chocolate chip cookies are so easy to make and they use all simple ingredients. They're crispy on the outside but chewy on the inside with lots of melty, ooey gooey chocolate chips. I adapted the base for this recipe from my vegan brown sugar cookies, which are super popular. With just a few tweaks, they are the perfect base for like a Toll House style vegan chocolate chip cookie. Let's make them! Start by adding the dry ingredients to a bowl and mixing them really well. You can also add a little bit of cinnamon to these cookies if you want, but my kid is like adamantly opposed to cinnamon in chocolate chip cookies, so I left it out. Now add all of your wet ingredients to a small bowl and mix those really well too. We're using a flax egg as the egg replacer here, but there's no need to mix it up separately and then add it. You can just add the flax meal and water right to the wet ingredients and it'll thicken up just fine. Now add the wet ingredients to the dry and mix them really well. Once you have a slightly sticky, cohesive dough, add the chocolate chips. Now I am packing a ton of chocolate chips into these cookies, so it might be tough to get all of the chocolate chips to incorporate into the dough, and that's totally fine. Form the dough into 12 1-inch balls and arrange them on your baking sheet. Then take any leftover chocolate chips that are in the bowl and just kind of stick them on top of any cookies that have like blank spots. Bake the cookies and cool them. And then you're ready to enjoy these super incredible chocolatey chocolate chip cookies. If you want to make these ahead, you can make the dough ahead of time and then refrigerate it in a closed container for up to a day. The finished cookies will also keep in a closed container on the kitchen counter for like 3 to 5 days, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to last that long. At least in my house, they never do. These chocolate peanut butter cupcakes are like a peanut butter cup in cupcake form. Mix the dry ingredients together in a large bowl. Then in a smaller bowl, combine your sugars with a little bit of oil and some vanilla extract, non-dairy milk, and flax meal mixed with water. The flax and water mixture is your egg replacer. Pour the wet ingredients into the dry and then add some hot water and mix that in well. The hot water is going to help the cocoa powder incorporate into the mixture. Once you have a nice even batter, scoop it into a lined cupcake tin and bake. Meanwhile, let's whip up that peanut butter frosting. Whip up some vegan butter till it's light and fluffy. Then add powdered sugar, salt, peanut butter, non-dairy milk, and vanilla extract. Whip again until you have a light, fluffy frosting. Make sure that you use regular peanut butter for this recipe because natural peanut butter will not work. Now spoon that frosting into a piping bag, or do like me and use a Ziploc and cut off the corner. Instant piping bag. When the cupcakes are cooked and cooled, use a sharp knife to cut a well into the center of each cupcake, but don't get rid of those pieces that you remove. Now pipe peanut butter frosting into the center of each cupcake and then top it with the piece of chocolate cupcake that you just cut out. Then frost like usual and add your favorite toppings. I'm topping mine with vegan sprinkles, vegan peanut butter cups, and these chocolate covered peanuts. These cupcakes are so decadently delicious. I am absolutely obsessed with them. They disappear like immediately if you bring them to a party. And I can't wait for you to try them. This pistachio chocolate bark is so good. It's got creamy chocolate topped with crunchy pistachios, and there's this like savory, sweet, slightly salty, like tahini swirl that just sends it over the top. This pistachio bark isn't exactly the same as Dubai chocolate. Actual Dubai chocolate is a filled milk chocolate bar. So it's got milk chocolate on the outside, and then inside there's this like tahini pistachio cream, and it also has these crunchy shredded pieces of phyllo dough. I did not do the phyllo dough part of it, partly because I couldn't find it, and I feel like if I couldn't find it, maybe you couldn't find it either. That said, the flavor of this chocolate is absolutely amazing. The chocolate is rich and creamy, and then you have this savory, decadent tahini swirl with like a little bit of salt, and then the crunchy, salty pistachios on top. They just balance each other so well. It is absolutely incredible. I've been testing this recipe, and so I'm like swimming in chocolate bark right now. And when I shared some of this with my neighbor, he told me it was the best chocolate he has ever had. Let's make it. First, chop up your pistachios. You don't need them to be chopped up really small and finely. Just chop them up a little bit so you'll have different sizes of pistachio. If there's a few whole ones in there, no big deal. You can use plain roasted pistachios or salted pistachios, but I prefer salted because that little extra pop of salty flavor really contrasts so nicely with all the richness from the tahini and the chocolate. Now let's make that tahini drizzle. Before you add the tahini to your vegan butter, make sure you mix the tahini really well in the container. Tahini is naturally going to separate, and so if you just spoon it off the top of a jar, especially if it's like a new jar, it's going to be super thin and runny and your textures are going to be all off. Then add some powdered sugar and whisk that together really well. Finish off your tahini mixture with a little pinch of salt. That little bit of salt just brings out all the flavors so well. Set that aside and melt your chocolate chips. You can do this on a double boiler or in the microwave. Either way, make sure you're stirring those chocolate chips every once in a while because they're going to be melted before they look melted. So stir and see if they kind of break down and melt in the residual heat from the rest of the chocolate. What you don't want is to burn the chocolate because that's going to ruin everything. Now pour your chocolate onto a lined baking sheet and use the back of a spoon to kind of spread it out. I try to do it kind of the thickness of a thin candy bar. You don't want it too thin or your chocolate bark's going to be brittle, but you don't want it to be too thick either because then it's going to be hard to bite through and you just won't end up with as much chocolate bark. Now I probably should have drizzled on the tahini first and made pretty swirls and then added the pistachios, but I was in a hurry. I did it backwards and it still worked out fine. Now pop that in the freezer to harden. When the chocolate bark is nice and firm, break it up into pieces and then transfer it to your storage container. This makes a great holiday gift or a hostess gift, and it's also great to just have around for snacking. One thing I want to make sure you do though is store any leftover chocolate bark in the refrigerator. Something about melting the chocolate and then letting it firm back up, it doesn't quite get as hard as it was the first time. So if you store it in the pantry, it's going to get kind of melty, so just keep it in the fridge. Let's talk about chocolate, because anytime I share a chocolate recipe, I get questions about whether or not chocolate is vegan. Chocolate is just cocoa powder, cocoa butter, and sugar, all of which come from plants. Where things start to get a little bit tricky is when we get into the other things that they add to chocolate. For example, milk chocolate isn't vegan. You would think that dark chocolate would be vegan, but because cocoa butter can be expensive, a lot of the times companies will use butter fat to replace some of the cocoa butter to save money. The good news is you can find a lot of accidentally vegan chocolate bars and chocolate chips. The chocolate chips that I use just come from the regular grocery store. They're the store brand's allergy-friendly chocolate chips. Because dairy is such a common allergen, if you get something allergy-friendly, it's usually dairy-free. A lot of good dark chocolate is accidentally vegan, and you can even find vegan milk chocolate made with non-dairy milks. I hope you enjoyed this collection of vegan chocolate recipes. If you have questions about any of these recipes or about vegan chocolate, drop a comment. I'm always happy to help. And don't forget to rate and subscribe. Happy cooking!